Appreciate that.
So Blaze, I wanted to ask you, John Blaze, man, finally getting a chance to meet you. I've heard about your work. I've heard about your you being real cool, personal skills, being about business, and I got to doing a little bit more research. Man, Blaze, you go, man, and I can tell you really have a love for DJing, a love for this hip hop thing, a love for artists and networking and things like that. So, tell me just a little bit, Blaze, what got you started into DJing and getting into music?
Just the music, man. Just like Wendy said earlier, just the music, and I just found something, and I'm a creative person.
Yeah.
So if you give me tools, I'm gonna build something. You know what I mean? Like if you give me, I'm lacking tools, and I'm gonna still build something. So I built stuff with what I had, and I just gained like a love for it. You know what I mean? Like I came from a place where we didn't have DJs and rappers and stuff like that. We just saw MTV.
Right.
You know, and I listened to music, and I wanted to know how the hip hop, where it came from. How do you make hip hop music?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And that was where it all started. You know, and I bought turntables and got into it. And I fell in love with it.
Right.
But it to me it was more than DJ though, because I wanted it. I was more than just a guy who was gonna spin records. Like I wanted to produce. I wanted to do mixtapes. I wanted to, throw shows, and I wanted to be the all-around DJ, the radio, the whole night.
Right. Speaking of mixtapes, if I'm not mistaken, I think you got a new one out. I think it's called Town Business. I had my auxiliary in the car bumping, but I'm feeling that right there.
Appreciate that. Yeah, shout out to Pierre Cardin.
Now, you've worked with a lot of artists out here. I mean, just to name a few, you've worked with Hannibal Leck, Mega Ran, Trap House. Shout out to all of those dudes. J-Rob the Chief. Yeah. Kyle Collins. Cat that's doing big things out here. Futuristic. Shouts out to that man for doing what he does. Jimmy Fallon Show. Really getting on a national stage for Arizona. How do you feel with artists out here compared to other artists from other states?
Exposure, man. That's really what it is. It's just an outlet. Like we said, I've been saying it for a long time. Justice knows, Wendy knows. Our music and artists here are as good as a lot of the industry artists. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like we can go back.
And better.
Yeah, like we are as good or better. Like we can go back and forth with records, and you won't know the difference. You'll be like, yo, this is dope. Who's that? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, it's just a matter of no one checks for Arizona. You know what I mean? People always just expect LA, Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? New York. No one checks for Phoenix, Arizona. And like Justice had said earlier, there was that gold rush. There was that opportunity. It just it didn't hit. Right. You know what I mean? So I think to set it back a little bit because of that. So either way, we're still moving, and obviously right now is a good time.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with you. I think Arizona is really heating up right now. And in my opinion, I think with the 08, the difference now, I think it's going to be something greater. You know what I mean? Yeah. And now speaking of records, with you DJing, let's talk a little bit about breaking records. Okay. With you being a DJ, what makes you break a record, Blaze? Is it something? Is it you like it personally? What it comes in? What are the steps that make you break a certain record?
Well, I mean, first off, the record that I have to like the record. I have to feel like that's where the DJ in you comes out. Right. You know what I'm saying? Is you find a record and you're like, the people need to hear this. I'm going to give this to the people. I want to be the first one that gives this to the people. Right. And then when that turns into a hit, they're going to be like, yo, Blaze was playing that 2 months ago. Exactly. Which happens all the time now. Like
always.
We play records here for months. Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a version of
this is the gateway for new music. Right. In Phoenix, Arizona.
Check this out. This is a perfect example.
SoundCloud stalker.
Perfect example, right? Judge the Boss had a record called Hell Yeah that was a hit single, right?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. On the original recording of Hell Yeah, he said, shout out to John Blaze. Yeah. And then the record, and then the hook came in. That was a record I played for a year. We played it in the strip club. We played it on the mixtapes, played on the radio. And then he remixed it, and it came out, and then it hit. Right. And then a year later, people were on it. You know what I'm saying?
Like y'all sleep,
we heard that track for a long time.
That song debuted on Hits and Apps Volume 1 at Jaguars nightclub 3 years ago.
Man.
And it wasn't, he's right, it wasn't for 3 years until people I know every word to that goddamn song.
Yeah, that song
And I'm not even gonna front Blaze send it to me, and I was like, man, it's simple.
Right.
And then a week later, I was like, dog, that's my favorite fucking song.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna front.
just-
I got a hold of that record, and I'm not gonna play it.
They grabbed you.
grew
Play it
on
for
me.
a week straight, bro. I
It
still
grew
got
on
it.
me.
I
I
still
was
got
like,
it in my
God damn, that's
selection.
one of my favorite Arizona records ever. And if it wasn't for this guy, I don't know. I can't say.
And that's where the DJ comes in. You know, you got to have that ear.
Right.
You know, a lot of times it's ones that you don't think, but you know something about it. You know that people are gonna like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of records, and he knows. There's a lot of artists that I vouch for right
I
now.
talk so much shit.
Like, there's a lot of artists that I vouch for right now.
Right.
That I don't think he understands, but give it time. Trust me, we're gonna be like, yo, Blaze, we were playing that shit last year. But yeah, that's part of the DJ game, and that's what a lot of DJs don't do anymore.
Right.
Is because you put your reputation and your name on the line when you break a record.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Especially when you play in the club, or you
Exactly.
know, if you have a platform like this.
Especially when he breaks those diss records too.
Oh yeah.
But that's what I love about you, Blaze. You the way you do it is the essence of true
Right.
DJing. You know what I mean? I've heard a lot of new records come from John Blaze. When I want to check new stuff that's going on in AZ, I go to the John Blaze page. I check what's out in the latest and greatest. And me going to other states like Atlanta, Cali, and being other places, I noticed some of those DJs, they play records. They play independent records. And I can say, might be other cats, but you do that for Arizona.
You know where it came from was back in the day. Records were on vinyl, you know that,
Right.
and records or DJs who were on radio or whatever, they would get promotion. They're called promo onlys or the white labels.
Right.
That was like, yo, check this out. Let me know what you think. Because if the DJ liked it, it was a hit.
Yeah, it goes.
If the DJ was like, yo, that's dope, he knows. So then they would go press up more. So that's where it came from. Breaking the record that way. The DJs always had it first.
Right.
And that's where the game kind of got lost today, because DJs now are just playing what they're told to or what they think they're to. And there's a piece of that too, just depending where you're at, what type of DJ you are.
Exactly.
As an all-around DJ, that's the part that you definitely have to
definitely
exercise.
That's one of the things that I love about you, that you do that, and we're breaking records and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So even getting introduced to you, you definitely had that true essence of being a DJ. So with that being said, I want to ask you to kind of give some information to some of these artists out here. How important is it for artists to be well known with DJs, to vibe with DJs, or have a person to DJ themselves?
It is extremely important to have a relationship with all DJs, as many DJs as you can. Yeah, you should have your own personal DJ too, but you need to have relationships with all kinds of DJs and personalities like Miss Mac, Justice.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because someone on social media the other day referred to us as the gatekeepers of Arizona.
Yeah.
Say so, yeah.
You know, and I could understand. I'm not gonna name any names. I don't necessarily say that, but I can see how people think that.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, who are we? Who are we? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But at the end of the day, we do have opportunities for artists.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? To open the gates for, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Arizona's behind in everything.
Right.
And it's not our fault. People come here, they retire, they relax, they chill.
Out, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They enjoy the beautiful weather. You know what I'm saying? But Arizona will always be 10 years behind from other cities. We're just like that. So because of that, we have to catch up.
Right.
And when it comes to hip hop, we're still 10 years behind.
Right.
So that's why I do what I do, because I know that when I came to Arizona, they were missing a DJ like myself.
Definitely. I can vouch for that.
You know what I'm saying? So if something don't exist, then create it.
Right. Fill the void.
Right,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah, because John will be DJing somewhere and he'll be like sneaky, like slipping that Arizona track. You know what I mean? Like that J-Rob, or, you know, even somebody that's not super well known, and he'll mix it in with,
definitely.
you know, what he's gone on with the top 40 and everything. So
Yeah.
Exactly.
He is to breaking records what we are to concerts.
yeah.
Right. And I think it plays a very big importance. I remember you told me you gave a kid an opportunity to get on the mic for the first time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And really get comfortable, and he was nervous.
All afternoon.
Right. And Blaze was telling me the scenario, and all I could think was of me when I first started overcoming some of my fears and becoming an artist. And maybe that kid, the impression that Blaze, that you left on that kid, can be lasting forever. That he might never forget that.
How many times do you think of in your life where you wanted to go up to somebody, or you were interested in something but you were scared or embarrassed?
Right.
You know what I mean? I look at that because I came from a place where we didn't have that.
Right.
And I would have loved to have had someone show me, hey, this is how you do this, and this is what this is. So since I didn't have that, I want to be able to provide that for somebody. What I know, he didn't know. Now he knows, or feels comfortable. You know, so maybe next time, you know, he'll feel a little better about it, and maybe he'll work on his craft.
Right, definitely giving them those jewels is giving them the opportunity. Just like when you break a record for an artist.
That's the best part.
Yeah,
that's the absolutely best part. We had a kid. We did an open mic for the audition festival, or to audition for the festival, and we had a kid whose whole family drove him from Safford. It was his 17th birthday, and his pop walks up to me. He's like, "Yo, can you get my kid on?" And he told me the story, and I looked at this kid, and he was just a little skinny white boy. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, absolutely. Walked him through the crowd. There's 300 people. I pulled this card right there and there. I'm like, go ahead, little homie. That's the best fucking part.
Yeah, the best.
That's what it's all about.
You'll never forget that.
Yeah.
He will never forget that.
Never.
Ever in his entire life. He'll remember it the rest of his life. So will his dad.
Yo, another story similar to that. Check this out. True story. Was it Underground Railroad 1, the first one?
Yep.
We were on stage. And we were waiting for the next act to come on, and Justice was like, "Who wants to rap?" Because we had a few minutes to spare, right?
Right.
To waste. So he said, "Who wants to rap? Why don't you come up and rap? Pull two cats," or who was it? He pulled him out of the crowd. Squad.
Yeah.
Pulled him out of the crowd. Never been on stage before. Never performed. Went out there and just off the top rap.
Freestyled. This kid's got no arms and no legs. His boy is legally blind. He's now albino. They were the two most unique individuals I'd ever laid eyes on. I was like, because they had approached me. They're like, "Yo, can we get down?" And I'm like, I mean, shit, sure.
Yeah.
You guys look crazy. You know, I mean, this dude literally, his arms are cut off at the elbows, and they've become, they'll be on the main stage at the festival. They average 100 to 150 people in attendance every concert.
That's dope.
They're in the studio right now with Club 26. Easy and Stilts are producing their next project, and I promise you, when these kids pop,
the
whole world will know.
Right.
No, I mean, if I can remember it, we've helped them every step of the way. Like, they're awesome. But that's how we found them.
Right.
It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And that's just a perfect example.
Right. And I love that you provide that outlet and encourage people to go after what they believe in, no matter what. And like you said, giving those people those opportunities I think are priceless.
Yeah. Appreciate that, man.
It feels good. You know what I mean? I've had like a lot of first timers on shows, and you know, I've gotten lots of love, and Mac is one of them that sticks out to me with Deshaun.
Yeah.
He like dropped my name in a couple of his tracks, you know, like how I showed him like what to do, and I sat him down when he did the show with me, and I was like, look, he's like nervous, it's his first show, and I was like, you're gonna kill it, you've got such a good energy and everything, just go out there and be you. You know what I mean? And hustle, sell some tickets, move it.
Definitely. So just encouraging people and stuff like that, I love that, just the positiveness behind it, get people to believe in their dreams and go after it. So Blaze, I wanted to ask you before I roll to Wendy and kind of ask some questions with her. Blaze, tell me this, how do you define hip-hop?
Hip-hop it's a lifestyle, it's a mindset. You know what I'm saying? It's the way you view your reality. It's like looking through lenses.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like looking through your own personal lenses.
Yeah, I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
With all these crazy filters that are in your head that are how you grew up, what you listen to, like, you know, Ice Cube, you know what I mean? Dre, Snoop, Big, Pac, like Common, all that, Nas. And what you took and learned from that and put it towards your daily life.
Right.
To me, that's hip hop, man. And using that mindset in everything you do. Like, you know, 20 years ago, people didn't think that, you know, that would ever exist. They thought it was a fad and would play out.
Right.
You know, today you have Fortune 500 CEOs, you know, that are
involved,
came from our era. You know what I'm saying? With the same mindset.
Right.
That's hip hop.